Hi everyone, it's Kino here. This is a headstand tutorial. Now you might not know this, but when I first started the practice, headstand was so difficult for me so that I toppled over for nearly a year before I was able to find the balance. I hope that watching this tutorial makes the process so much more smoother and faster for you. But more than anything, I want you to remember that it doesn't matter whether you ever do the posture. The effort of trying is there to teach you faith, courage, inspiration, and really help you make peace with yourself, make your world a better place. Remember to keep that heart throughout the journey to headstand. When you're working on headstand, first thing to understand is where to put weight on the head. So come to a comfortable seated position and then orient towards the spinal axis. Then place your hand on the very top of your head and give it a little pat. And then find the flat part at the top of your head. And be sure it's at the very center, not the front near the forehead and not the back. Because if you put weight on the back or on the front, it disturbs the weight distribution and can stress out the neck. So find that flat part at the top of the head. Even though we're aware this is where we're going to bear weight in headstand, still the shoulders are actually doing most of the weight bearing. You never really want to press your head into the ground in headstand. Interlock your fingers behind your head and then let's wrap the elbows in. So let's interlock the fingers behind the head and wrap the elbows in. Let your neck be long and free and then draw the shoulder blades down the back. And soften the fingers. There's this tendency to grip real hard and hold on to the head, but the fingers just have enough strength so that they stay interlocked. Shoulder blades down, tighten the muscles inside the armpit, and then start to push up with the elbows. This is really your whole foundation in headstand. Your head does bear a little weight, but it's really strong shoulders that provide the foundation. Once you have this foundation, then you can begin to stack the body on top of this foundation, which we can practice feeling here. Draw the ribs in, navel in towards the spine, low belly muscles engaged, and pelvic floor lifted up along the spinal axis, which is also the center line and the gravitational axis of the body around which the whole skeletal structure is organized. Hold that there for a moment and grow as tall as you can. Exhale, relax the arms. So that's the work of headstand from here. If you have a pretty good forward bend, that will make it easier for you to lift your legs and your whole body on the foundation of the arms. If when you're trying headstand, you ever feel that you lose the foundation in the arms, the shoulders, you want to come down, even if you're just doing the prep, because that means that there's probably stress or misalignment. It's better to just pause, take it easy, start again. Remember, there's nothing to prove in your yoga practice. You're just here for the journey, the experience, and the life learning. So now let's come over onto your hands and knees, and you'll start off just nice and easy on the hands and knees. And then let's exhale, place the elbows down, and we're going to build the foundation from here. Interlock your fingers. After your fingers are interlocked, I want you to really push as strongly as possible into the elbows, and just hold that there. So we'll really work the foundation for about 5 breaths. Tighten the armpits, round your back a little bit, not crazy, just enough so you can feel the front body strength. We'll hold this for about 5. Just gaze right between the hands. Steady the breath. Navel in towards the spine. Let the mind be calm. Then dangle the head down and then exhale top of the head. Rests between the hands. We'll just hold this for about 5 breaths. And again, do not collapse the shoulders or bear weight on the head, but keep pushing so it feels like the head and the neck is supported, and really just strongly engage around the muscles of the shoulders, the navel in towards the spine. Exhale, let's come to child's pose. So stay in child's pose just for a moment. Let the mind be calm. And then we'll just work on our forward bend strength just a little. So we're going to come up to downward dog. All right. So now hands are going to come forward and then inhale, hips back and up. Let's go for downward dog. We'll stay for 5 breaths. You can count your breaths and breathe in and out through the nose. Navel is in towards the spine. And again, just feel the body. Avoid hanging down in the shoulders, but keep a little bit of structural integrity in the joints of the shoulders behind the armpits. Nice and easy. And then let's walk the feet halfway towards the hands, and we'll practice transferring weight out of the feet and then pushing weight forward and into the hands. We'll do that a couple more times. weight comes into the feet, and then tighten the rib cage and the core and shift forward into the hands. We'll do that 2 more times, and this is helping you get that feeling of that's what's going to happen when you lift up into your headstand, and then pull it back. Let's do it 1 more time. Navel in towards the spine, and you're going to come forward, transferring the weight into the shoulders, and then exhale, let's come down onto the knees. Okay, so now let's do a full headstand prep. Take the elbows down, interlock your fingers, and again, top of the head rests right in between the hands, really push into the elbows, and now stand the legs up. Come up onto your toes, and we'll hold that for 5 breaths. So this is your headstand prep, and at any moment, you can just do this for headstand. There's no need to be kicking up and forcing yourself up when this in and of itself is a lot of work. So remember to watch your shoulders, keep pressing into the elbows, stabilize the deltoids, lift the deltoids away from the ears, engage the core muscles, come all the way up onto the tips of the toes. If you do this consistently, one day you'll just feel a little up. But for now, we're just staying here. Okay, let's come on down. Exhale, child's pose for a moment. Allow yourself a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now we're going to do that again. First, let's just roll through chaturanga. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Then let's come on back to the knees. Get your setup. So you interlock the fingers. Exhale again. Head rests right between the hands. Then really press from the shoulders. Stand the legs up. Now, let's practice that same weight shift that we did from before. So weight is in your feet. Then inhale, weight in the arms. Exhale, weight in the feet. Inhale, weight comes forward and into the arms. Exhale, weight in the feet. Inhale, weight forward and into the arms. If your forward bend isn't open enough for this, bend your knees a little bit and just feel weight forward into the arms, and then weight back in the feet. Forward into the arms, back into the feet. Do it a few more times, back in the feet. Last one. Then we stay forward. And now, draw one knee into your chest, and we'll hold that for 5 breaths. And just keep thinking forward and up with the pelvis, forward and up with the pelvis. Keep the elbows strong. If you lose your elbows, come on down. Let's switch the legs. Left leg comes up, forward and up, forward and up. Orient towards the pelvis and feel it moving. Press into the elbows and come on down. Exhale, again, child's pose. Keep your breath steady. Mind is calm. Then let's look forward and exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Come down onto the knees and we're gonna do it again. All right, again, check your distance, shoulder width apart, interlock the fingers, top of the head down. Now, stand the legs up and keep the weight in the feet. Press into the elbows so you really get your foundation, almost as strong as a dolphin pose with the top of the head just gently resting on the ground. Transfer the weight forward and think forward and up, forward and up. One knee comes up, and now orient towards the pelvis and either just shift, or if you feel you need a little hop, then hop the pelvis forward and catch your balance here in your half headstand with your knees bent and the orientation towards the spine, the toes are pointed. Feel your pelvis and then rotate the pelvis under as you slowly straighten the legs. When you're in headstand, make sure that, again, the top of the head is on the ground, not forward or back, that the shoulders are real stable, and avoid hanging in the lower back. So you're thinking about lifting up and up and up along the spinal axis as much as possible. And then let's bend the knees into the chest. One foot, the other foot, come on down. And let yourself rest for a moment. We're gonna do one more headstand. If you didn't get up, remember what I said before, just do the prep, work the shoulders. Think about headstand, meaning strong shoulders, that you're here not to go upside down, but to build the foundation of the posture. Come on up, inhale, plank, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, exhale, downward facing. Okay, one more. Come down onto the knees, elbows down, interlock your fingers. Exhale, place the top of the head down. Inhale, stand the legs up. And then again, here we are, weight in the feet, stabilize, orient to the pelvis. Weight in the arms. Do it a few times. If you get the lift off, great. If not, just keep transferring. And let's do it one more time. Inhale, weight into the feet, and do almost a little jump with the toes. And here's this halfway point in headstand. So this requires, again, a deep, relatively deep forward bend and confidence that your pelvis can go beyond the center line. So feel that. Then to reach balance, tuck the tailbone a little, just a little, not too much. Not there, just a little. And orient to the center line. And you want to feel the feet lifting up as high as possible, your legs super engaged, navel in towards the spine, the rib cage in towards the spine, and you never stop pushing with the shoulders. Your gaze can be on the mat to a small point, or the traditional gaze towards the nose. And if you're comfortable up here, breaths are long, steady, and deep. And now to come down, pivot the thigh bones into the pelvis and reach that halfway point where you're beyond the center line. Then engage the core muscles, the rib cage, the lower abs, to slowly come all the way down, child's pose. Take a moment in child's pose just to equalize the breath. And let's come forward, inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Then come on back to seated for a moment. Now, you're gonna reflect on your headstand journey. You know, it may have been like easy and you went right up, or you may have felt yourself really struggling. So remember what I said, when I first started the practice, I was really struggling. And I did what I think is not a good technique, which is I just threw myself up with a very little understanding of strength and foundation. So I would have you get the benefit of learning from my mistakes and focus on strength, foundation, patience. Learn the really good technique here, because headstand is the foundation for almost all other inversions. What pattern you set up here, what movement mechanic you set up here will carry forward into all the other inversions in the practice. Do the work, the inner work of the yoga practice. And don't worry about if you're balancing in headstand. As long as you're doing the inner work, the true spiritual journey of yoga is unfolding in your heart and also in your life. May you be strong, may you be inspired to practice, and I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please leave me some comments and let me know what other poses you might like to see and what other type of yoga videos you might like to see. I'm always interested in suggestions. And I thank you so much for watching. You can find me here on Instagram. You can always find me on my online channel, OmStars. So thanks again for watching. Namaste.